Всем большой привет. Эйприл на связи. Играем Face Noir. И вы помните, да, что тут было в этой квартире, которая якобы на ремонт закрыта, по словам нашего домовладельца, но мы не верим.
I don't like to disturb the dead, but I have to find out who's under this sheet.
I wouldn't do it if I were you.
Slovansky, what are you planning to do with that old iron?
Whatever I want to if you don't do as I say.
So you're mixed up in all this too?
I don't know anything about this, Del Nero. I just have orders to follow.
From who? Black Lily?
You're in no position to ask questions, Del Nero. You're more in position to answer them.
I'm not in the habit of answering men who point a gun at me.
You'll make exception this time. Tell me, Del Nero, who are you working for?
You know perfectly well that I don't work for anyone.
I know you are a private detective, but that might just be cover.
If I had another job, I'd get a better place than this one, where the owners don't point guns at their renters.
You might be doing this just for your ideals, Del Nero.
I'm not a guy who goes in for ideals. They get you killed too easily.
So why are you looking for Michelle?
Michelle. You called her by her name. I guess you know her well.
I'm the one asking questions, Del Nero. Why are you looking for Michelle?
I found her name on a recording from an archaeologist, or someone like that.
Are you talking about Professor Zindler?
Looks like you know a lot, Slovansky.
Where's Professor now?
At the Central Park Museum, with a hole in his forehead.
I see. Looks like a lot of people are looking for you lately, Del Nero. The only reason to look for someone is because he has something other people don't have.
If you're talking about my sense of humor, you might be right.
Knock it off, Del Nero. I get orders from group called Congregation of Five.
The Congregation of Five, the same one Michelle Nicholas belonged to.
Exactly, Del Nero. And we are having big problems with Black Lily Mafia. We both want same thing, girl. And Congregation thinks you have her.
Well, they're wrong.
I don't think so. Visit you received tonight confirms that we aren't only ones who think you have girl.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
Come on, Del Nero, don't be fooled. Do you have girl?
I'm not saying anything until I meet with Michelle Nicholas face to face.
It'd be pretty hard for you to talk to her.
Let's cut out this nonsense and tell me where she is.
She's right there near you, under that sheet.
So that's Michelle Nicholas's body under there?
That's right. Black Lily got to her before she found girl.
Dannazione. Michelle Nicholas was, maybe, the last chance I had to find out about the girl, and about what happened tonight.
If you want answers, you'll have to wait until tomorrow morning, Del Nero.
What's happening tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow at about 6 a.m., Congregation will send guide to take Michelle's place.
Tomorrow morning? I'd say timing isn't your strong point.
Our organization doesn't have same means as Black Lily.
And who's going to take care of the girl until this guy gets here?
Same person who's been taking care of her so far. You.
So I'm supposed to protect the girl until this guy gets here? That's what you're asking me?
That's right.
Why should I trust this guy?
You don't have choice. Moreover, I wouldn't have any problem to take girl with my own hands if I had to. But I'm not a man of action. I'm just building owner on Lower East Side. You are definitely the best person to take care of girl for now.
Who is this guy that's supposed to come tomorrow?
Don't know yet. Don't worry, you'll meet him as soon as he gets here.
What happens once I turn over the girl?
Like I said, I just rent apartments, Del Nero. These are questions for guy who'll get here tomorrow morning. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get back to work.
That's it? You come in here pointing a gun at me, and now you're leaving?
I just wanted to be sure what your intentions are with girl.
And talking about it was enough?
That's not all, Del Nero. In my line of work, I learned to understand who you can trust. And it's funny to say it, but you seem reliable. And now, I'll say goodbye, Del Nero. Good luck.
Now that I have shed some light on the identity of the girl, I'd better get back to finding Sean's killer. I must find out who shot him.
Да, уже даже нравится, как они всех вплетают в эту историю. Даже этого Словански.
Better not disturb the deep sleep of the dead.
Я думала, что он хотя бы проверит, что это она.
There isn't anything.
Ничего, хорошо.
And there's nothing in the bathroom either. Just some soap and a few towels. The bare necessities.
Хорошо, сюда посмотрим.
An old trunk. There's just a few blankets inside. Seeing how this evening's turning out, better not. I wouldn't want to find a fourth dead body under those blankets. Even if my French is awful, I think this says the way to the light.
Да, именно это и значит. Еще главное, французский знает, молодец.
There's a pantry here. There's enough food for a month. There's a pantry here.
А взять ты не хочешь?
I'm not the kind of...
Ну, это же квест. В квестах не воруют. В квестах что делают? В квестах одалживают. Так, что нам теперь нужно делать? Еще раз говорим с ним? Или что?
What can I do?
Tell me about the congregation of 5.
What do you want to know?
Why are you looking for the girl?
I don't know, Del Nero. If you want answers, you have to wait for a guy the congregation sent to deal with girl.
When will he get here?
Tomorrow morning around 9 a.m.
And until then, I'll have to babysit the girl, right?
Right, Del Nero. There's no other choice.
How did you get in?
I was never part of organization. My old man was member. We moved to America for his job. He deciphered codes for them.
So what's your role?
When my old man was too old to work, he decided to buy this building. Congregation helped him. The only provision is that if they need it, it has to be safe house for their members.
And this safe house is apartment 607.
Exactly, Del Nero. That's why that room is always closed.
Хорошо, тогда какая связь?
What's the relationship between the congregation and Sean McClane?
McClane must be your friend they found dead tonight, right?
Yes, even if friend isn't the right word.
Anyway, I only know members who stayed in my building. I never heard of your friend.
I don't have any other questions.
Зачем до сих пор можно спрашивать про отопление? Мы же уже обсудили эту тему.
Goodbye, Slavonsky.
Goodbye, Del Nero.
Слушайте, ну давайте тогда в бар. О нет, я не туда пошла. Быстрее будет. Да. Говорим. О боже мой, как все медленно. Говорим с Гретой.
Hi, Greta.
Hi, Jack.
How's the girl?
She's sleeping upstairs in my bed. Did you find out who she is?
Nothing yet. How's the...
Not.
Допустим.
So you were...
Right. The fly I loved to do with the
Да, она же
economic
уже
Did you
рассказывала.
have...
didn't make. Moreover, now I have to run this joint.
Delighted to be...
Да-да, это они уже все
Let's
обсуждали.
About Smiley.
I hate that.
Do you know anything about his new job?
Well, he talked to me about it, but he was vague with me as well.
Whatever he's mixed up in, I'm sure that there is something fishy going on.
You know him. He's never had a job in his life that could be considered legal.
Ну, это его дело, по сути.
He is often at the joint.
Tell me about it. He always gets here at 9 p.m., sits down, orders his stupid blueberry cocktail, and plants himself there. I hate him.
Do you have any idea why he always comes to your joint?
Unfortunately, yes. The slimeball decided he wants to marry me. He knows that I'm having a tough time with the joint, and he hopes I'll say yes rather than end up on the street.
That's so like Smiley. I didn't think he had a crush on you.
I'd rather not know it either.
I don't have anything else to...
Да, мы вроде бы как уже
Okay.
Bye, Jack.
все эти темы обсудили. Слушайте, а что сейчас делать? Что думаю? Но он еще вроде бы в доке собирался съездить. Там разыскать какую-нибудь информацию.
Let me guess. We have to go somewhere.
В Мелвилл, да.
The Melville Port in Brooklyn.
We see.
О, смотрите, этот мужичок работает. До этого было закрыто. Что можно с ним поговорить сейчас.
Hi.
Police again? What do you want now? I've already answered your questions.
I'm not a police officer.
No? Then who are you? You're not one of those dumb journalists who are always looking for conspiracies and scandals everywhere, are you?
Я пришел сюда случайно. Не, ну давайте скажем. Да, я частный детектив.
I'm a private detective.
Well, I don't care who you are. You'll find a way to bug me anyway, right?
I guess so. Anyway, I just have a few questions to ask you. What are you doing here?
It's the same question that I'm asking myself. I was woken up in the middle of the night by a call from the police who ordered me to close the port due to an investigation.
So you were the port manager?
You could say that. Actually, I'm the only one here. I'm the port manager, the secretary, and even the cleaning crew.
What do you know about what happened here tonight?
I know that one guy bumped off another guy, and he picked this port to do it. That's what I know, as I told the police over and over again.
You don't seem too surprised by what went on.
It's not the first time, and it won't be the last that someone gets bumped off around here.
Has it happened before?
You could set your watch by it, just like my rheumatism. This port has its share of some of the worst scumbags in New York, and sometimes we even manage to get a few troublemakers from out of town. Once they even found a Chicago police lieutenant drowned under one of the piers.
A well-attended place, I'd say.
It wasn't always like this. In the good times, the port was the apple of the eye of Brooklyn's commercial activity.
Why did they make you close the port?
The police decided to close the entire port until they complete their investigation, and I have no way of knowing how long it will take. So I have to call the captain of every ship headed here and tell him that he has to unload at Kips Bay instead of here.
If the port is closed, like you say, I doubt you'll have a lot of work to do.
I don't care about the boats. But tomorrow, the good Lewis was supposed to disembark with my good Chilean friend that brings me some of the best grog I've ever had. Now I'll have to wait more than a month to see him, and I finished my last bottle last week.
If I want some information, the grog seems a good way to bribe him. Tell me about the port.
It was the beginning of the century. New York felt like it was the capital of the whole world. I was just a young sailor with a few dollars in my pocket and no reason to stay on the mainland. The port owner was old Svensson, a Swede who seemed anything but a sailor. In fact, he couldn't have told you the difference between a swordfish and a canister of gasoline. But he knew business. Oh yes, he knew it all right. That guy transformed this place into one of the most important hubs on the East River in just 3 years.
This port doesn't seem like a place where a lot of ships could dock.
You shouldn't look at it now. Half of the port is now demolished and sold. Once there were more than 10 piers. Now there are only a couple. Old Svensson had them build huge ones, so that even the biggest fishing ships could dock.
Why was part of the port sold?
It's a long story. During the port's most active years, I worked at the harbor master's office. An accident involving my right leg stopped me from sailing for a few months. Since I was one of the few who could read or write, I was put in charge of handling port procedures. Everything seemed to go fine, business was good, but Svensson started to change over time. I'm not saying that he looked like one of us, but he started to lose that look of a king that he had when he got here, and he started getting strange visits. Then one day in April of 1926, John Grenz, known as the Ace of Spades, found his body floating near the mooring right near his office. The police said that it was a suicide, but none of us believed it. Old Svensson had been neglecting himself, okay, but he still had the will to live. The funeral had barely happened when a certain Pruny, some fat half-Italian, half-Turkish guy, took over for old Svensson. Within a year, he sold part of the port and fired half of us. I was the only one to keep my job, and I became the harbor master.
Fascinating story, but something doesn't make sense. The recession has shut down businesses that were a lot stronger than this little port. How have you managed to survive this long?
You're quick on your feet, son. The answer is simple. Cruises to freedom.
Cruises to freedom?
Right. If someone wants a change of scene without anyone knowing, this is his ticket to freedom.
You mean that criminals can illegally escape from this port?
You can do the math. I learned not to ask questions.
Подожди, да. Мы уже
Tell me
говорили?
about the port.
I was just the port owner, in fact, but that guy
This port...
old Sven.
Why would...
It's during the port since I was one. Everything seemed, I'm not, then one, the funeral within a year.
Fascinating. The recession...
Yeah, the end.
Cruise...
Right. You can,
Да. Я забыла, что мы уже смотрели этот пункт.
Did you see a man with a girl tonight?
it looks like you know more than you pretend to, son.
So have you seen a little girl?
Sorry, but I can't give you any information about who leaves from the port. It's the rules.
Did you let a man named Ford board?
No way, son. The rules are rules. I can't say anything about the people who leave from here.
Давай, не тормози.
Come on, don't mess around. Tell me what you saw tonight.
I'm telling you, the rules say that I can't give out any information about the people who leave from here.
I don't need anything else.
Good luck, son.
Да, но нам уже сказали, что нужно делать для того, чтобы разговорить этого мужчину. Нам нужно принести ему грог.
Empty bottles of grog. It must be what's left of the harbor master's stash.
Да уж. Давайте попробуем
A
взять.
bottle is broken. I'll take the part with the label. Grog de Ricardo Blanco. This stuff is over 120 proof. Every sip cuts your liver's life by a week.
Да уж. Ну пойдемте в бар, попросим этот грог. Вот еще один момент, на котором я очень сильно застряла в тот раз.
Ah,
Essex Street, Lower East Side.
whatever you want.
Да. Идем в бар. Ага. Да. Все открыто, можем спросить. Ой-ой. Я промахиваюсь, если экран двигается.
Hi, Greta.
Hi, Jack.
Да.
Do you have a bottle of grog?
Grog? Did you decide to drive the last nail in your liver's coffin?
It's not for me, and it would take too long to explain why I need it.
As usual. Anyway, I don't think I have any grog. No one drinks that stuff. But if you feel like, you can check. There might be a few old bottles on the first shelves, the ones closest to the mill.
I'll take a look. Thanks. Okay.
Bye, Jack.
Да-да. Давайте посмотрим. Я помню, я этот грог искала очень долго. Так.
A huge wall of... If there is a heaven, this is what I think it looks like. Soft clouds, angels flying around, and a bar with every kind of booze ever made. Let's see if Greta has a bottle of grog on these shelves.
Да, посмотри.
I don't see anything that looks like grog.
Что такое?
Nuts that
Да-да-да. А там?
A huge wall of... If there is a... Let's see if
Но она вроде бы сказала, что...
I don't see any...
Я помню, что
No clue.
нам
I
нужно...
don't see how I could...
Что нам нужно приклеить... Пойдемте домой. Нам нужно, короче, вот эту этикетку приклеить к одной из бутылок.
Yes, using the steam that's coming out, I should be able to get the label off of the piece of bottle I picked up. Let's see. Excellent. Now I have a Grog de Ricardo Blanco label ready for use.
Да, пойдемте, можно... Я, правда, не знаю, нужно ли это использовать на бутылках именно в баре. Сейчас посмотрим, согласится ли он на это.
If I glue this label on any of these bottles, I could have a bottle of what, at first glance, could look like a bottle of grog. I doubt that the harbor master guy will figure out the swindle, or at least he won't until I get the information I need.
Да, я встряла в этом
It looks perfect.
моменте.
It looks the same as the bottles of grog I found at the port.
Да, хорошо. Пойдемте тогда опять в доки к этому мужчинке, который единственный, как он себя назвал, и моряк, и администратор, и уборщица.
Let me guess.
Да-да. В Мелвилл.
The Melville Port in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Так, надо сразу ему дать эту бутылку.
Maybe this will help loosen up your tongue.
Where'd you get that bottle?
With a little brain, you can get anything in this city. Tell me what you saw tonight, and it's yours.
I can't.
Let's stop beating around the bush. I have something that you want, and you have something that I want. Let's not get any pointless morals mixed up in the matter.
Okay, I mean, you convinced me.
Отлично. Да.
Tell me who boarded tonight.
Around closing time, the guy who was found bumped off on the dock came here. He had a little girl with him. He asked if he could board the Sainte Marie de la Mer.
The Sainte Marie de la Mer. It's the same name that was in my dream. First that hitman, and now the name of the ship. How's all this possible? Did you see anyone else other than the guy with the girl?
Now that I think about it, yes. I had just closed the harbor master's office when I saw a man near the lamppost. I had never seen him around here before. He wasn't a sailor. He was too elegant to be an old salt.
Describe him.
I only saw him in passing. It's better to avoid looking at anyone for too long around here.
Did you notice anything particular?
He was dressed well, but that's it.
Where did you say he was?
Under that lamppost over there, the one next to the sacks.
Okay. Tell me more about the man you saw again.
I already told you everything. I was closing the harbor master's office when I saw this guy under the lamppost, the one near the sacks. He wasn't doing anything strange, just standing there smoking.
I don't need anything else.
Good
Да.
luck.
Это все, в принципе. Да, вот он здесь курил. Слушайте, ладно, давайте пойдем уже в следующей серии выяснять подробности про того странного типа, который курит под фонарем. И будем разбираться с этой историей дальше. Я вам говорю большое спасибо за просмотр, и надеюсь, вам все нравится. Мы с вами встретимся в других сериях, в других играх. И до скорого!